Alright, so hello and welcome to another cozy painting stream with me. Today we are painting this picture in the corner over here. Last time I put it on the bottom, but I think here it's maybe better for you to see. I'm looking at the actual tutorial. So yeah, this is a tutorial by Step Painting. I think that's how they're called. That's the website at least. And I'm just following it to, learn how to paint this. This is my um, I don't know, fifth or so try to paint, like attempt at painting, but also maybe fifth or sixth live stream, so different topics. Um, for this specific stream, we are painting this lemonade at the beach, let's say. I think that's what they are calling it. Okay, we're having another audio issues yet again. I love that. So let's see again. Is the audio okay, or do I need to do something? Okay. Okay, it seems like it's okay-ish. I did try this time like to play around with the audio settings a lot, at least half an hour, and then so I'm using OBS, and I tried to record a video to see how it sounds, and it sounded okay then, but sometimes it's also because it connects to YouTube, and so it messes it up. And I'm hoping that there are no issues. Sometimes something disconnects or whatever, but yeah, we're painting the lemonade, and so I also made myself some lemonade for that to drink while I'm painting. It's here. And I had ice, but it melted, I guess. Please don't forget to also make a drink for yourself. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but the tutorial video is like an hour long, so I'm definitely gonna need more than that. So I'll just get something to drink, and while I do that, I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes to that before we start, and I'm gonna show you something else, and that is my bullet journal, because in the month of June, which I know now is already 13th of June, but this is the first time that I tried to use acrylic paint in my journal, and I just want to show you quickly. So the theme for this one is like, I guess, hobbies, artistic hobbies. So painting and, I don't know, watercolor, whatever. And so it is supposed to be overwhelming and too much. So, but this is like acrylic painting, like paint with the brush. And just to quickly show you before we start, and you can make something for yourself to drink. So yeah, so I'm just having like the main cover page, then this one is for like the calendar overview, like month overview, and then I have 3 of these, just whatever I want to do with them pages. I will also post pictures of these because I just took them, and I'm showing this now because I'm not using it yet because I just finished it. Yes, I know it's in the middle of the journal already, but whatever. I was sick. Okay, now to start the actual painting, I'm going to tell you a little bit of what I'm using and what the tutorial is saying about what we should be using, but I don't have the exact things they're saying. So they're actually telling you exactly which colors we will be needing and stuff. I don't have the exact colors, but close enough. You will see. And that is, like, I'm using these acrylic paints, whatever. So the titanium white primary yellow, they're using Cad Yellow Deep, and I guess I'm gonna use this one. Okay, you cannot see it. So just 2 kinds of yellow, the primary yellow and then something a little darker. Then they're using light green, and I don't have light green, I just have this green. I'm just gonna use like yellow and white or whatever to make what I need. Then they're using light blue permanent and turquoise. I don't have that, I just have this primary cyan. So we're gonna use that and just mix it up. Pray for me because I don't know if I will be able to do it correctly, but let's see. And then, so you're using some kind of orange. I only have this one, so we're just gonna use that one and, I don't know, mix it up. And then finally the brown, which is called raw. umber, and I think for me it's like burnt umber. Okay, and black. Maybe different kinds of black or just a name, but sure. So those are the colors. They're using some other colors. I don't know which ones. You can look it up on the. I linked the tutorial in the description of the stream, and you can look for yourself because maybe sometimes it's easier to actually look at the same thing. Okay, next thing is all the other things you're seeing here. I'm using it on a canvas pad, so like one of these papers that's kind of like a canvas, because I don't know, this is just a tutorial, I'm just learning, so this is an easy way for me to do that, to, you know, still have the painting, but I don't have to put it anywhere. I can just put it in like I have a frame for some of them, but like you can just put it in a, I don't know, folder or something. As for the brushes, they do tell you which brushes you can use, but the thing is, her canvas is bigger and a little bit of a different ratio than mine. I'm guessing 3x4 or something, I'm not sure. I did not check everything. So maybe some of my brushes would be too big for what she's suggesting, but we'll figure it out. As for the brand, I don't know. These ones are Amsterdam standard colors, but the brushes are all kinds of mix and match of everything. Whenever I feel like buying something, I buy usually some of the supplies, and sometimes it's one or two brushes. Okay, so that's for the brushes. The only thing I think we might actually really need are these tiny ones. So this one is not super tiny, this one, but I have two of these that are even smaller. This one is like literally a couple of strands. I don't know if we will need it, but I'm prepared. So that's for that. I also have my water here, of course, and the palette, which is now completely unsalvageable, and it has like all the colors there, and they cannot be removed. I tried. I'm embracing it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Maybe I'll buy something else at some point, but for now I'm using that. So I already prepared this because this would be a nightmare if I didn't. So I already have this. If you want to follow, I guess you will be a little bit behind, but that's fine. You can just rewind whenever you want to catch up. If you want to paint something else, that's also fine, of course. What I did here is first I put the washi tape on the sides, and I'm using a different washi tape this time than last time. This one is something my friends gifted to me. This one, it's really pretty. And it is really pretty, so it's sad for me to use it, but also washi tape is always like that. It's really pretty, but you use it up a lot. And you use a lot of it and rarely use it up fully. I have actually one for now, I think, or maybe two that I used up in my life until now. So I put that first. Then so the tutorial is telling you to trace this, and they're giving you some I think it's just a picture that you can print out and trace. And there is a tutorial video, and they show you how they are tracing it. But because I don't want to do that way, and because multiple reasons, but one of the reasons is because I'm using a paper, so for me it was easier to just tape this to the monitor itself and just trace it like that. And I used this, I think this is a oil pastel, but like dry or something, I don't know. When I wanted to buy something like this for tracing, like a vague tracing, let's say, my friend told me to go with that one, so he chose for me. And I did that, and then the tutorial, like actually the first step is to divide it into 3 parts, which is also what I did. And again, because my canvas is smaller than what they are suggesting, I had to calculate it and do that. This is a normal, so A4 size. So if you want to do the same thing and you're wondering the sizes, this one is like 4 centimeters, and then this one is 6.5. So 4, 6.5, and whatever is left, 7, or yeah, whatever. If you're using this size and you're taping out, so I don't know how big the washi tape is, but I'm guessing like 1.5 centimeters or so. Yeah, basically 1.5 centimeters. Oh yeah, I'm also using centimeters. I don't do inches. I don't know what's that in inches. Just whatever. Do your own math. Okay, and then I did trace the picture as well, like I said, the way they're suggesting it. And because I did that, I think I'm gonna try not to ruin it too much so that I can still see it. I also still have the thing open on my computer, and if I need to retrace something after we painted the sea and the sky, I will have to do that because I have to paint over it, but like still I wanted to see where things will go. So maybe I will need to redo it, but we can start with the. I think they're starting with the sky. So to paint the sky, okay, that's for the rulers. To paint the sky, you're using the blues and the white. Oh, they're what? They're actually using the brown, but I don't think they're actually dipping into it. Oh, okay. I did not watch the video. Maybe I should have. I mean, I just watched some parts. I will explain that when I get to it. But yeah, we're just gonna roll with it. Okay. So the blues. I'm going with the primary one, and I'm actually just gonna use that one and white because I don't know the other one what kind of thing it's supposed to be. So the turquoise, I guess maybe a little bit of green we can use to make it turquoise, but super small amount because their turquoise is much bluer than I mean maybe that's what turquoise is. Just a tiny bit of green I will put on the palette. And they're saying to use the 3/4 flat brush. So I'm gonna use this one, which is possibly too big for my sketch, but and like for my size of the canvas, but you know, whatever. And I think it's maybe too dark. Because so this is maybe the color that the water needs to be. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe even a little lighter, but I think the way they're painting it is darker on the top and then yeah, kind of like ombre. So I'm gonna try to make that. I think I put way too little paint on the, yep, because I am, oh god, a little used to the bullet journal amount of paint that I needed, which was not that much at all. And now everything is too little. Okay. I think part of the reason is because I'm always worried that the paint will, like on the palette, it's gonna start to dry out. Okay, that's much better. And that's why I want to try one of those like mediums for slower drying, but I did not try that for now, so you know, we will see. I don't know how much that changes the behavior of paints, so I did not try it for now, but I do definitely want to try it. I'm trying to make this top part darker and then kind of like prepare this part for blending with the lighter color because we will definitely need that. And yeah, the reason why I still have to paint over this part anyway is because we want that glass effect, which will be basically kind of like transparent, to mimic transparency, I guess. So, I mean, it's not really mimicking if it's like actually the color is a bit transparent itself. So I need to paint over it so that it shows through, but I still wanted to like more or less know where it will go. So I'm putting a little bit of water here just so it will be easier to blend so it doesn't dry out, but I will add more. Yeah, it will, yeah. Okay, so I can still see a little bit through it, so that's good. Now I'm adding more white to make it more lighter, and it's not light enough. Okay, that's better. Here, the handle I cannot see really. Definitely more white. I knew that white is gonna be the most used one and that I'm gonna run out of it first, but I still have plenty, surprisingly. Okay, that's better. And I'm definitely gonna need to retrace it, which I'm not too happy about. Can I see it still? Nope. Maybe a little bit, but I will definitely just retrace it. I am wondering if I will be able to see it through the paint and on the screen, so we'll have to see how I deal with that, because the way they traced it in the video and like in the tutorial, they're using, I think it's called carbon paper or whatever, and I don't have that. I actually love this brush. Okay, I need more blue actually. Though the bottom is supposed to be almost white. Did they actually put it white? Or basically. We'll get there. Okay, and to do this like edge, although I think it's better to do it after with the water. Yeah, I think it's gonna be easier to just do it with the water, so it doesn't have to be too careful. Yeah, and so yeah, I'm doing this to learn basically, and this is a tutorial, but my plan is to try to paint something like this on actual canvas, and I actually really want to try to prepare it for a wall, to actually put it on a wall, but we will see how that will go, if that actually happens. I'm trying to add a little bit more blue on the top to make it darker, but it's barely doing anything. Actually, it doesn't look too bad, but like still. Okay, I think the key will be to just lighten the bottom. Okay, that is working, but I will need so much more white. Yeah, I was saying about how I knew that I'm gonna need more white, so I actually bought a whole huge tube of white before I even started painting, because I knew that that's gonna be a huge thing. And now I still did not open it. And it's actually a different brand, so I hope they work well. If not, I'm gonna cry. So, is this fine or not? I need to look it up. It's okay. But I'm gonna add a little bit more blue on top. And then more white on the bottom, but just to add the blue first. It shouldn't be too light because we also, it shouldn't be too dark because we also need to do the water, the sea. So I want to add more white on the bottom here because that's how the tutorial is actually almost super light on the bottom, like actually white. But I think I want it just a little bit darker than that, but still lighter than what I have right now. So, problems. Okay, that's actually working out, I think. It's looking okay. And just like actually right at the bottom, maybe. Empty that. I think maybe the solution would be to wait for it to dry a bit more, but I don't want to do that. I actually want to make it like super light. Light blue, not actual full white like they did in the tutorial. Okay. Okay, now it looks much better. I think I like how it looks. Good. I mean, in the end, it's my choice on how much I want to do it. Again, their tutorial, so you can actually see it in the picture, is basically white on the bottom. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not sure. I want to try with a smaller brush to add more white on the bottom just to see, because it's gonna be easier to blend, but I don't know which one to get. No. Okay, I'll just try this one. I, again, still don't want it to be that light, I don't think, on the bottom. And I'm sad that I'm covering the whole thing anyway. I would need to retrace. Hopefully I can do it. I think it makes more sense for them to have it white like that because their canvas is a different ratio, so it looks completely different. I think it's fine. I'm okay with it. So let's just move on. I cannot do this forever. It's one step. Okay. And now we do the sea, which is much darker, especially on the beginning here. It also kind of fades to white, but again, a little lighter. So, like, not super white, but like light blue. So, that's what we're gonna do next. And this one is actually mostly the turquoise. So, I'm just gonna add more green. especially because it needs to be darker anyway, and my green is already dark. So I'm just gonna mix the two of them and see what happens. Okay. That is not gonna be enough, but I don't wanna do too much of the green right from the start. Sorry you cannot see the my mixing, and I'm perhaps better than to see it. Now, if this is, oh, this is way too green. Oof. Look. Oh, you cannot see it, absolutely. It actually looks decently blue on the screen, but it's definitely too green. So I'm just gonna add more blue and, you know, hope for the best. Okay, maybe it's too dark. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me just show you what I made. Oh, actually, it looks decent. I'm surprised. Now, is this gonna be enough? Maybe it is too dark. I don't know. I'm just gonna paint this and we will see. Actually, maybe it's too green, but I've seen color like that at the sea, so... So she did say that you can use like tape or whatever to do this part. Obviously, I'm not doing that. I just wanna try it like this. And again, I am doing this to learn. And besides, like, yeah, the sea can be like that, but let's just say that these are waves. Tiny waves or something. Now the question is, will I be able to trace through this? We don't know that. Okay. I think it's actually relatively realistic with how the color turned out. Maybe a bit too dark, but it can actually be this dark. Let's see, so let's just pretend that it's on purpose. Now this part, now I don't know what to do because I don't know if it will be enough to just add white or maybe, yeah, I think I'm gonna add white and blue so that it fades not only to like lighter. Okay, I want to try to just add a little bit of blue to this part. A little bit of a problem is that from this angle, I see too much reflection from like the ring light and everything, and so it's a bit too tricky for me, but whatever. Is it better? I think so. Okay, that's for the top part. Now I'm gonna add more blue and white, and then we're gonna try to fade to white. And I'm not sure if you're actually just supposed to use more water as well as you go down, so that it's more like translucent, I don't know, translucent fade. Maybe I should have read the tutorial before, but then it wouldn't be fun. Okay. I also think maybe my brush is too big for this. So maybe I will switch to the smaller one after this layer. After, not this layer, but like this mix of blue and white and green. I need this exact brush, just smaller. Because it's actually a really good brush. Yeah, I think the point will be to add a little bit of white or a little bit of water. More water as we go down, because I don't think it will be possible to fully do the translucency the same way if we don't do that. I'm trying to add more white and blue and just a little bit of the mixed turquoise that I made. I don't think I'm succeeding too much. But this is exactly why I wanted to do most of these first on this canvas before I try it, like on this canvas paper, and before I try it on an actual canvas. And not because I want to ruin it, but because, you know, this is easier to store, let's say, and get rid of. Okay, so now I'm gonna try, I don't know if I should change the brush, because it is a bit too big, but it's such a good brush. So I'm gonna try to use a lot more white, and yes, maybe just try with the water. I know it's gonna be basically like watercolor, but I think that's how they made it in the tutorial. It doesn't look like just more white paint, it looks diluted. So I did not explain why I chose this thing to paint today instead of something else. I mean, I really wanted something like with summer vibes, which, you know, summer is coming officially when on the 20 something of June, right? 21st? Or it was something else. But I really wanted something summery and maybe something like beach vibes. And I wanted to do some slippers, and I asked my husband between a couple of different ones, and he chose this one. So I'm doing that one. I mean, it's not like I did not want to do that one, this one. I just could not choose between a couple. And this one won. Okay, I'm liking this one much better. So this one, this like transition, I did with more water and more white. I think the water maybe helped with the blending. So it looks much better. Okay. Now I need to think if I want to... Maybe I want to just a tiny bit of more white just on the bottom, like on the part basically up too much. The part where it's basically touching. That's gonna be the table, by the way. So I said if I find this brush, like this brand and everything, in just a single brush, smaller than this, I'm definitely buying, as if I needed another excuse to buy more brushes, but now I found it. It's seriously such a good brush. But I think for this size, it's maybe too big. I don't think you can really see that part. I want to try just a little bit with another different brush just because I really want to just do the very bottom of the canvas. The bottom of the water is what I meant. Maybe this one. Sure. Okay, let's try. Sure. Okay, let me see what's next, because I think the next part is to actually add like water details. Ah, no, it's actually to paint the bottom. Okay. Phew. I really want to kind of fix this line here because it's bothering me. So let me just attempt to do that. I'm gonna try with this tiny brush. Okay. I don't know if that is better. I'm choosing to hope yes. Let me see. I actually don't hate it. Okay. And now we do the table, which I think this one should be easier because Jesus. Because we are just using brown and black, so that should be easier. Let me think. I wanted to clean off a little bit of my palette before it completely dries out, and you know, becomes permanent part of the palette, but it did not work out, so I don't know. So brown, or I guess the ombre, oh, no, umber, raw umber, color brown. Where's the black? Maybe not yet. Oh, okay, you actually add a little bit of white here and there, especially near the edge of this. So it's darker on the bottom of the table. But I'm gonna start from the bottom so that this part can dry better. I am actually not sure how these washi tape are gonna behave, and when we peel them off, how they're gonna look. So good luck to them. I definitely think I need a little bit of black. I'm not sure if this is the same. I mean, it's definitely not completely the same because I'm using different brand, but it's behaving differently, I think, also. Yeah, that's a bit closer to her color. How we're gonna trace this, I have no idea. If we are unable to trace it, I'm gonna have to, like, basically do it by hand, and that's not gonna be all that good. Because here it's like actually transparent, so it's gonna be hard to fix if I don't do it right. Hey, that's too much black. I'm just gonna add a little bit of white in that part so that it doesn't stay so black. And now this upper part is lighter, so more white, right? But definitely her brown is different than mine. And I will need way more white than that. And I'm actually starting to run out of white. Interesting. Cool. This part is gonna be interesting as well, trying to put the line here. But my brown is definitely different than hers, as in mine seems more like sandy, I guess, and more, I don't know if you would say that is, maybe it's like warmer, but I don't think it's just that anyway. I think it's also that's like different, just different. Even though it's basically called the same, but again, different brands, so, you know, understandable. And I used up all of it. Okay, it's not exactly the same, right? Like even the name, this one is just something ombre, and her is raw ombre, so not ombre. Actually, like on video, the colors look more like hers, so I guess that's fine. I'm gonna use again the tiny brush to fix the edge here because it's gonna drive me nuts if I don't do that. Oop, I put too much black on accident. But actually when you add black, the shade is closer to hers, so kind of like more ashy, I guess, which is probably what I meant to say earlier, that it's not just different, like warm or cool, but hers is more ashy. That's what I meant. Which I have no idea what is that supposed to, how that I'm supposed to translate to like other artistic words. A little bit more here. And I'm gonna add a bit more white to make it lighter, but actually kind of like how it's looking. It's kind of uneven, which I don't know why, but I like it. So white. You see, like this part, I don't know how much you can see. Well, you can actually see it more or less. That part is more, yeah, it's kind of less ashy. That's what I'm choosing to call it. Which kind of makes sense if I'm mixing like white and black, then it is gray. Which I guess is what makes it ashy. But in person it looks more, it looks more warm, not just, you know. It looks warmer, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to mix the color so that it's like uneven, but still blended. I actually don't know if I need to fix it with this brush. Not much. Maybe this part, I need to lift it to see. Maybe a little. Okay, I will fix it with a tiny brush. So this one, I think I got this one very recently. I don't remember where. I mean, it was somewhere in Serbia, but I don't know exactly where. Okay, I need to flip it. I did it too much here. Okay, fixing it, well. Okay, I think it's fine. Cool. A little bit more here. Okay. Let me see. I think it looks fine. Okay, the top part definitely doesn't look as white as in her example. So again, maybe we should try to make it whiter. Maybe not. Let's see how her example looks. Hers is more, so there are more like variants. So I'm gonna add some, just like a little bit of like dark and white, just randomly like this, but also black. She has that areas that are more like that, but I don't think this is the right brush for this. I just think I need the white brush, but smaller. So, but not this one. Maybe this one. Let's try with this one. I like it, this area kind of whiter. Okay, this was maybe too much. I'm gonna add more brown. Okay, I think it's okay. Now a little bit more dark in some areas. Okay, I mean, it's not gonna be exactly the same, but like, again, it should be like random and varied, but blended, I think. I think that's the point. So this part, it should, like, you should see it through the glass, more or less, not fully, but, you know, so I just want to make sure that there's something there. Adding some black on the bottom so that it's darker. This part is bothering me a little bit because now it's too white. So I'm adding some brown of it. And wait, let me see. Just wanna blend this part a bit more. Nice. I think I'm liking the way it looks. Okay, we're gonna stop here because I think now we need to wait for it to dry because the next part, let me just see, but I think so. For round brush. You need to, so they're doing like a tiny waves, I guess, to the painting. Yeah. And she added some more like white, but kind of dry white on the bottom. I mean, some of that was covered later, so I think I won't do that because let me just see how it looks like. The end. Yeah, it's later kind of covered because of the shade. So proof? I don't know, maybe. Let's just follow the tutorial, do everything that they say, which is I think maybe mine is too blended actually, but whatever. I mean, I can make it unblend, but I actually like how this looks, so I'm just keeping it. And she says to use the brush. I'm gonna use this one because that I just don't know which other one I would use right now to draw like the tiny waves. Wait. Yeah, so just kind of lines. And then she transfers the glass bottle, which for that I definitely need to wait for this to dry. But maybe it will dry more or less once we do the waves. But then the waves need to dry. Okay. Let's just do the waves. I still have some white on my palette, so I'm just gonna use that. Although it's dangerous because that one was next to the brow. But let's just try. So, start in the back, here. And just add like tiny waves. Okay. The paint underneath is not dry, so it's just maybe not the best idea to do it yet, but it is what it is. Okay. Actually, the fact that it's not fully dry is, I think, working in my favor right now, because I like how it's looking. And she added more, like everywhere. Okay. I'm actually really liking how this is turning out. I'm trying to use not the exact placement as the tutorial, but like more or less, just because following the tutorial. But like, oh, that's too big, but who cares? Just because I think it's gonna look really good, so that's why I'm following it anyway. No. Fixed it. Fine. It's actually much better. Okay. Maybe I should have used the even smaller brush that I have, but I'm just kind of learning, so I don't want to use the easy ways still, just yet. Okay, that's to try. And it's saying in the tutorial that near the bottom it should be like longer. But not like super long, but longer than the top ones that they are supposed to be smaller. So that's what I'm trying to do. Gonna add more in this area because you can actually see that area once we finish, and here as well. So let's add like tiny ones. Okay, I'm gonna switch to the super small brush just for the super like up top here. But just to fix this a little bit before that. No, I added too much water on accident because okay. No panic. Just trying to get the excess water off. I think it's fine. That is exactly why I always have toilet paper or kitchen whatever it's called nearby. Kitchen paper. Kitchen roll. Ooh, okay, I ruined it a little bit. Should have waited longer for it to dry. That part is definitely, obviously lighter. And now I'm pissed. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna need to add some more green. Too much. And fix the color. Still no panic too much yet. Okay, I think now it's basically like it was before. More or less. Let me see. The edge here is less blue, or appears less blue, but like, I don't know why. Yeah, it's fine. So, the super tiny brush and white. I don't know what's the size of this one. It says 3 and 0. Whatever. Okay, where did I want to use that one? Maybe over here? Yeah, I think that this is actually probably the right size for this. This size of canvas and everything. Oh yes, much better. Is this enough or do I want more? That's always the question, right? Yeah, I'm purposely not doing too much in this area because we will cover it with like, okay, it is supposed to be kind of transparent, but not too much, so that is why. Okay, now we actually need to let it dry. I don't know how long that's gonna take. This top part is completely dry, so that's good. Oh, let me think. And drink something, please. Take a drink break. Alright, so I forgot the part where they did some of the white on the bottom, like over the brown area, not the table, but like over the brown area. But it is kind of dry, so I'm not sure if you're supposed to like dry off your brush somehow. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but I'm gonna try. I don't know what happened with my brush, but it's separated in a weird way. See how there is like a gap? I don't know why I decided to do that. So there are some like white strokes like that. The thing is, I don't want to add too many of them because I said some of them will be covered. So okay, this is way too white. But she added it basically almost everywhere. I don't know why my brush separated like that. Oof. Okay. I mean, it is looking similarly to how she did it. I just don't know if I like it too much. So I'm trying to... okay. Yeah, that one is just going away. Sorry. It's actually not too bad. Maybe it was not the best idea to touch this part anyway, because that part is gonna be completely covered, basically. I think. So, I'm trying to dry the brush and try again the other parts. So this area, let's say. If you're not sure what I'm doing exactly, you can see actually in the picture here. Like on the bottom, maybe here and here, how there's like white, sort of, I don't know how you would say it, but like, it is brush strokes. But like, what is that supposed to be in the picture itself? I am not sure. I don't like how it's looking. Oof, I really don't like how this turned out, so I'm just gonna paint over it. I think she did it just for kind of variability, so I don't think it matters as much. Like how you do it exactly and whatnot. Oof, now it looks like a mess. I liked it better when it was all blended and well. And now it will need to dry again because now it's wet. You know what? Maybe I don't touch it actually again. Let's see what it's saying exactly. So what is actually happening here is that in the like text tutorial, they're actually not saying what it was done in that area. Like how and what. Maybe it said in the video, but here it's not. So there seems to be kind of like a white top over it, and you can see the brush, like the brushwork. So I'm not sure, but maybe it was fully dry before that was done, and I am not waiting for that. So we're just gonna wait for the rest of it to dry, and then we're gonna try the transfer thingy. Okay. I am going to see how it looks like when I put this thing over my monitor. To see if I will be able to transfer it the same way I did before. That's stupid. Okay. Let's pray. I see absolutely nothing. Oof, that's gonna be tough. So the thing I can try is to, I guess, make the screen brighter, maybe? Because in some parts I can actually see it. I definitely don't have the paper that they were talking about, so... Let's see, how can I do that? Okay, so I tried to put, okay, to make it brighter. It's not gonna be good enough. Let me try more, but I basically did the best I could, I think. Okay, so I put the maximum brightness, and I can actually, I think, trace it enough. Not on the brown part, but like, should be good enough. And we're just gonna have to do it that way because I have no other way to trace it. And honestly, I don't really care to trace every line. So just basically more or less see where this thing is going, like the cup and the lemonade pitcher. I don't have to see like every line. So, you know, we need to see how long it will. I think it's almost dry, like only this area is a bit still wet, so maybe a couple more minutes. So just drink something, or I don't know, finish up your part. I don't know what you're doing. You can tell me in the chat if you want what you are painting, if it's the same thing or something else, or I don't know, tell me about your other hobbies that you're doing while I'm painting, if you want. I will have to remember to turn back my settings on my monitor after we're done, because oof. And I don't know for the future when we do stuff like this how I'm going to transfer, because I think I will need to get the paper that she's using, so some kind of like, what did she say, carbon paper or like transfer paper? I know what it is, but I mean how it looks like and stuff, but I've never used it, so that's why I'm not sure, but probably I will find it. In the end, I could also like just go with the flow, but I really want the shape to be at least similar, you know? So it's still a bit wet here and here. I don't know if you want to just go have me dry it with a blow dryer, like a hair dryer. But maybe that's not the best idea, I don't know. But, you know, we would not wait then. So I'm gonna say on the colors in the like on YouTube and here, only this part is such a fucking mess. And yeah, you do paint over some of that, so that's fine, but let me just see. Yeah, I don't really like it. Okay, let me fix that, because that part we are not tracing over anyway, so I'm gonna try to fix it once again. I will need, I think, to put more brown. And I'm just gonna use the brown and black and stay away from white, because like I said, I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I liked it better when it was like this. Now this part is too dark. Oof. It's way too dark. Oof. I'm trying to go just in the places where I know we are not tracing, so that's why I'm okay with going here, because I know that part is not gonna... I mean, it later you kind of add shadows and stuff, so this area will, some parts would be repainted, but not completely. Okay. I like it better like this, I think. It's less of a mess. A little bit less. Oh, that was stupid. Okay, so the only part is this part where it's not fully dry yet, and here a little bit, but I don't think it's worth it for me to go on board. Maybe. I don't know how much time that will take though. I should have some kind of fan here, but I don't. Wait. This is a good place to show you that I bought this thing, which is like a color wheel. Helps you see how to get colors. So here you can see, like, if you add blue to green, you get this color. If you add white to green, you get this color, and so on. That's on one side, like different colors and what you can do. And then on the other, it's like complements and stuff. So you have key color here, and then this is like complementary, split complementary, whatever. I mean, I think, I don't know which one is more useful for me, because I would use this maybe when I'm doing something on my own, when I want to create like my own whatever palettes, I guess, but more in the sense of maybe for like bullet journaling or for some other art. And this one, I think this one is more useful for what we are doing right now. So this is how I would know that to make this kind of turquoise I would need like green and add blue. Or like this darker one. I mean, I know some of them, but just saying. I'm gonna use this to try to basically fan it. To help it dry faster. I don't know how much that will help. Okay. It's almost done. Oh, basically done. Okay, now I'm gonna go to the screen and try to trace it like I said. Just pray for me, nothing else. Oh, and I'm gonna use the tape to tape it literally on the monitor. I already did this part, but you know. And I actually think I'm gonna use just normal pencil this time. Oof, this is gonna be a struggle. Because I have no idea where it ends. Somewhere here, I think. Wait, let me see how the picture looks. Okay, so the glass needs to end below. Oof, that's not gonna fit, or is it? Maybe. I don't see it. Okay, I'm going like this. Just okay. So as said, I literally taped it to the monitor, and now pray for me. I'm gonna put the water here so that I don't knock it over, and I'm gonna trace it with normal pencil, so just like this. And maybe I need to sharpen it a little actually. Just a sec. I would use the same thing like this, like before, but I'm worried that I will not see it here because I'm not now doing it on white paper, so it's not the same. Okay, wish me luck. Jesus Christ. I absolutely don't see. Okay. Oh, okay. Actually, that's okay. On the bottom I see nothing, but it should be good enough. Okay. I'm done. It's decent. I was able to trace most of it. You cannot really see it, and I can barely see it, but I can see it enough, so we're gonna work with that. I think I did good enough job of placing it, which is the most important thing. Okay. So what happens now is that, oh, I need to change my settings back a little bit because it's way too bright now. And the contrast, next thing, that. Okay, my eyes were literally hurting up too much. Yeah, it was so fucking bad. Okay, so to use like a black, white and black to draw the glass. And I'm gonna use the super tiny one that I talked about, this one, because I think this one is the only one good for the job. So I'm gonna place it somewhere. I also have pencils, but I'm not sure how they will work. We can try it just a little bit, but I think they are gonna be too thick for this. Yeah, I think it's a bit too thick. Although some places are fine. Maybe on the bottom I will... Yeah, let's see. Because this area, it's actually okay. This area is a bit thicker than some other ones. So here I'm going to just use that one. So this is like an acrylic marker that I have. I made my line here too perfect. Yeah, and this whole thing is basically white, the handle. Now here I could not trace perfectly. It was hard to see. So I'm just doing the best I can. I will actually probably paint this because it's gonna be easier. But let's just trace. Maybe I will just flip it completely and do the glass. I cannot see here anything. But I'm guessing about the same level. Let's do this one. Till about here. Okay, I mean it's not exactly the same paint as the... So this is the acrylic marker compared to the normal paint, so maybe we will go over it. But just because it's so hard to see, I'm going with it first. So let me just see for the glass. Ah, so we don't do the straw for a while. So I'm not gonna do the straw. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to do the white, and I'm just gonna draw over that part. Is it like a complete line? Yeah. Just... Maybe I did too much actually. Okay. And here, let's finish this. I'm not sure if you did it with like pencil, how you're supposed to get rid of like the excess. Except paint over it, but since we are not painting over this top part, I don't know. I don't know if you can just use the eraser, but we'll try. And I think, yeah, I did the bottom like too sharp. We will fix this, and this white I think is a bit more translucent than the paint. Okay. Alright. Looks good. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do now is try to see what I can do about this area where you can see the pencil. I don't know if you can kind of, except for paint over it. You can actually kind of erase it. Not fully, but I think it's enough. Okay, and I'm gonna use the actual paint to finish this off because we have more to do here. But just to trace it in, so now I can actually see it better. Alright. I'm actually glad I tried this or bought these markers because they're not useless, but this one is a different one. Let me just see how this one works compared to the other one. I don't know, is this a new one? I don't remember when I bought this one. It seems a bit dry. The other one worked better. Okay. I also want to try this one. This one is completely new. Oh, okay. But this one is not exactly white. Okay, so it's nice that I tried it. But I will go back now to actual paint. Now I cannot open it. Jesus. Okay. Where do we start here? Maybe fix this first. Yeah, and this white is obviously like the titanium white. It's different than, I mean, obviously than this thing. I'm glad I tried it, but it's obviously different. This we're supposed to paint fully, right? Yes. So basically what the author or the whatever, the painter, the tutorial painter said for this is that we're trying to get this glass effect by using white and black. Basically, we're painting these kind of fully non-transparent parts of the glass white, and then adding some black lines in certain areas, just like tiny, but we're completely tracing it with white first. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Okay. And which other part? So the top, I think, and on the bottom here a little bit more. So this one is just the marker, but I'm gonna use some of the paint as well because it looks better anyway. I'm just gonna bring it to the side. This part is too supposed to be like thick glass on the bottom. Thicker at least than the rest. Does it look thicker? I'm just hoping I don't later put my hand in this because that's something I would definitely do. And I think on top as well, like this part. Yeah, basically cover it completely. That whole area. I think so. But hers looks a bit different. Okay. I am going to use some this part here for her is a bit more round, but mine seems pointy. That was an oopsie. But I think that was a tracing problem because I could not see that at all in the thing. The only thing I could try to do, I think, is with a super small brush to let me check. Oh, sorry. At least now, this time I accidentally bumped into the microphone, but at least not with like the paint side. Okay. Is it less like more round? No. But it seems like it's more round, I think. And so now I think you're supposed to these lines kind of make them a bit stronger, at least not fully, like, but here and there. That's what it looks like in the tutorial. I don't know if it was a good idea completely to use the markers, and I dipped my hand in the thing. Yeah, because the marker is even, and this is like, you know, some parts are stronger and some not. I mean, in the color wise, not. But you know, it's actually not bad. Yeah, I'm gonna grab this off the smaller brush, the super tiny brush, to finish this part. This one with like 2 strands. And this will definitely be the one that I'm gonna use black color with, because I don't want to add too much. Okay, and just a little bit more here. Yeah, hers is much better because it was actually traced, and mine is a bit uneven here on the top. It's not an actual circle. Mine is not an actual circle. Okay. Trying to fix this part a little bit before we go with the black. I think it's done. I'm gonna go with the black now, which is supposed to be just on some parts. Okay. I have actually some black on the palette, which is great. I'm gonna go with this side first and just add. But it's basically dry. Drop it out a bit. Jesus, get some water on there. I also have a black marker, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, I forgot to do the thing. I will add it. Hey, that was too much. But we'll just go over it with white. Alright. A little bit on this side. Maybe here. Like that. Maybe longer here. It's supposed to be from the other side, but who cares? Okay. And now I'm gonna do this part, which has some black on the bottom here. But I think it should be thicker and like all the way up here. Okay. And I think there's supposed to be like a little bit of a gap, but maybe not. Like between the yeah, maybe a little bit. Between the bottom of the picture and the table here. So it kind of looks like glass. I think that's the idea. Okay, in this area, it actually kind of, in this area, it actually gets gray. So I will, I guess, do it like this with the gray, like with a mix of white. But this, maybe this one is actually too small for that. This brush, I mean. Yeah, I think it's too small. I will have to do this one. But let me just then first finish all the other lines, like here. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Maybe here, a little bit down. Here. And then so I'm gonna put it a little bit here, just a tiny bit. That area. And actually, it should have more white in this area as well, but we will do that. And here as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is really hard. Okay, and here there's lines like this in the corner and then towards this part. Okay. And a little bit here. Oof. Okay. That's maybe even too much. Just gonna add a little bit here. Oh, okay, actually. Looks good. And a little bit here. Super tiny. And here, now it gets a little bit more gray. But still, I need this brush because this part is still tiny. Okay. Not too bad. Maybe I can finish it, but I don't know. For this part, maybe it's gonna be better with a bigger brush. I'm gonna fix this part a little bit that I did too black. Yes, I think that's better. And this part where the pencil did not work completely. This part. Cool. Does it look like a glass? I just need to finish the grayish part here, but I'm gonna grab the slightly bigger brush for that because this one is too small to blend colors like that, I think. At least in that size. So yeah, super tiny. Let's do this one, which is a bit bigger. And I think that's gonna be able to, yes, kind of add the colors, blend them. I am not picking up anything. It's supposed to be black on this side. I did too much black and needs more white, so I'm gonna redo that part. Okay. Okay, I actually don't think it's too bad. Kinda looks like hers, just not. Maybe mine is too blended actually. It's fine. Just the top part as well, and maybe here a little bit of gray. Just a tiny amount. And this part is actually kinda brownish, not super white, so maybe I can go with another coat of that. Yes. Yes, it's supposed to be like that. Kind of gray, kind of black. But this one is not black enough. I think it needs more. Maybe I can add like a tiny bit of black with the super small brush. I think I would actually need more white. Oh, okay. I just want a little lighter, not like this. The thing that's bothering me here, I did not trace it properly, so I think this part is maybe too thick compared to what it's supposed to be. But poof, I don't know. Hey, I picked up a different part of the. Okay, we're just gonna go with it. It's part of the white where I used with blue, and it's actually obviously contaminated. Okay. It mostly looks like hers. Okay. Just the tiny brush and the black on two parts. Okay. First part is here, just a tiny bit of fully black on the bottom. I think that's better, and they're supposed to be a little bit here, so that's what I'm going to do. Add a little tiny bit here. As said, I did not trace this properly, so mine is a bit wonky. But, who cares? It's okay. now I just want to add, oh, I should have added a bit more white here, as I said. So maybe I'll do that. I think we need white. Oh no, we're now painting the lemonade actually. Next, so. Here. Okay. And here I just want to fix this part a little bit. It's okay. Okay. I'm not gonna touch it. It's fine. It's fine. Now that part is bothering me. Maybe I should have. Okay, I mean, I think we need to wait a little for it to dry anyway, so I'm fine with finishing the handle to fix it a bit. Okay. The only thing is that this turned out a bit wonky, but again, for like actual painting for the wall, I would actually try to properly trace it. And this one is also a bit uneven because of the tracing method, but you know, who cares? When I did my last painting, I also traced the same way, but in advance, but we were able to kind of leave that part blank, and here we couldn't. So that's why I had to do what I could. Okay, I'm not gonna overdo it. I think we can stop here. So the next part is to do the lemonade, and we only need to wait for this part to dry. Or maybe we can start with this one. But like, yeah. This also part is bothering me a little bit, but we can fix it later. Yeah, let's drink my lemonade a little bit. So for that one, we will need the two yellows. Let's start with the darker one on the bottom. And I need to choose the brush. What? 12 bright brush. I have no idea what that is. I'm going to use, I think, this one. Or I can just Google it. Wait. So this too. I will Google what the 12 bright brush is and we'll see. Oh. Okay, it's a size 12, but this one is 10. I think this one will be okay. The only thing is this one is a bit round on the top and not completely flat, but it's gonna have to do. It's gonna have to do. And I'm just gonna use the same thing to dry it off a little bit. Okay, it's fine. So darker yellow on the bottom, and then let me see how it looks. More white and more brighter on the top. Oh, and here she said somewhere that we're using wet on wet technique, and I've been watching some like watercolor not tutorials, like just videos of people doing watercolor, and so I know for that what it means, and for this I wasn't sure because this part already dried anyway, like the background. No, she meant basically the two yellows are both wet, and so you're mixing them by letting them stay wet and mixing them while the two yellows are wet. And you can use actually water to have them be more transparent, because this is lemonade, so it's okay. It needs to be transparent. And just like random brush strokes, I think it's not supposed to be super blended. The only thing is, up top we're also supposed to use white, but I'm gonna do that later because white is not transparent, so it is gonna change things for us. So I wanted to do the bottom first, that's more transparent, and then do the this part. So here as well. Okay. So now I'm gonna go with the white and do the less transparent part, but kind of, I think that actually looks more like lemonade, because lemonade is kind of, I don't want to say muddy, but like, you know, it's not transparent completely, it's darkish. But it's also not yellow actually. Okay, I forgot to actually put white on my palette. Oh. But I think here it's supposed to be more yellow, and then in like the circle is supposed to be more white. So that's what I'm going to do. Put in more yellow here. If we do too much, it's gonna stop looking transparent, so I'm trying to have the line somehow, but then be somewhat random here. The only thing is here where I put the line, there's a bridge. Yeah, this part is much more clear in her tutorial. I don't know how to do it. Maybe like that. I actually like this effect of like mix of white and yellow, which is kind of messy, but also can make sense. Yeah, I like it. I think I want some more yellow in here. I wanna leave it like obviously transparent, like obviously lemonade in some parts. Like here, I will leave that part completely. And she added a little bit more white, like in some places, more obvious strokes, like here. Maybe we can do that. Is that done later when it dries or now? I can do it. Okay, maybe a bit, couple more. I think I need more of the darker yellow on the bottom, maybe. But as I said, if we add too much, it's gonna stop looking transparent. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Okay. I'm okay actually with that. I think. Yeah. Okay. Here. I actually like it. Maybe we can add a little bit white, just like on the bottom to separate from the the sea. But otherwise, I like it. It's not completely the same as hers, but I actually like it, so that's important. And I did not put enough normal yellow, like a primary yellow, and so now I will have to add more. Okay, I think I like it. I think I made a mistake of trying to make such a perfect line here, and now it has that bridge. But again, this is a tutorial, like following the tutorial, so it doesn't really matter because when I'm actually making it for myself, if I want to put it on the wall, on the actual canvas, I know what mistakes I made. And this is definitely not transparent enough. Let me see how she did it. Okay, similarly. I need to turn it around. And now I'm going with actual. So this is all the other yellow, the darker yellow, and I'm adding the lighter one. And I think I will need more white as well, but let's do this one first. I think the primary yellow, this one, is more translucent, so it's meant for this book, literally. Oop. I'm adding the white as well, similarly to how I used it in the other one, but I really want to get more of that crisp edge here. I think it looks good, but I need to turn it around. Mostly because I otherwise have a tendency to dip my entire hand into the paint. I already did it like 5 times. And now I have paint here as well. Nice. Okay. Oh, that's maybe too dark. I don't know. I think it's fine. But I think I need to let it dry a little bit before I can do the white thing here, because it's just blending too much. Yeah, it's too wet. But I actually like how it turned out, but here, this part is, yes, much better. Yeah, it's better. I think now it's better. Okay, so the only thing I want to do now is wait for it to dry a little bit. Maybe this one is better now. And add the white thingy. So we added it here. Maybe a little bit like here or here. Yes, that's better. When it's too wet, it just completely blends. And because white is less transparent, so it's more opaque, that's the only thing it does. It's like make the thing less transparent. I actually like it. And we actually want instead to have this, I think at least, to have these parts that are more just like white. So I'm gonna wait for this to dry and now read the rest of the tutorial. I'm not sure what next needs to be done. I think it's the lemons. So the idea is to make like some circle, so one circle here and then like a half thingy slice of lemon here. For this one, I think they're saying to... Okay, I'm just gonna grab my circle stencil because I can absolutely not do a circle freehand. Okay, and we need to not dip it into paint and see which size of lemon we want. So I think this one could work. Maybe it's too big. Okay, I need to imagine it. I think this one. Yeah, and now let me see where exactly they placed it. Somewhere here. Yeah, I think. But since okay, I'm gonna place it there. Where did I put my pencil? Nice. Which size brush? Maybe this one. So let me just see how they painted it. So first like a circle. So first circle of the dark one. Yeah, this brush is definitely too big, but I'm too lazy to switch it. And the good thing is inside we're painting like a smaller and smaller, like we're painting it completely, so it's okay. But this is too thick. Seemingly too thick. And now I'm bothered that I put the pencil here as well. Oh, it's actually okay. It's removing it fairly good. And in the middle, what are we using? Yeah, we are mixing the yellow and white. And I'm out of white again. And I think I need more white, much more than the others, because the inner side of the lemon is much lighter, right? Mm-hmm. Like this. Okay. I'm gonna turn it back to make this edge more like crisp. We need to draw a couple more lemons, so I think this one needs to dry before we do more inside, because I think we need to draw like yeah, we do the other one first. This one here, we do like a slice, but I think in the picture, it's not, like the physics are not good. So we're just gonna do something a bit different. Now this one is not fully dry. I think this wheel is gonna be mostly used for that. So it's definitely smaller than this one, but I'm not sure which size I want to go with. Maybe this one, so that one is on the edge, so is less likely to get dipped into anything else. Now, the physics I was talking about is how do I make this so like be on the like stuck on the glass. Maybe we can do it on this side and then you cannot see that this is wonky. Maybe we can do that like here, but we're not gonna be able to see the other side then. I don't know. Let me think. Or we can do it like that. Yeah, let's do it like that. We're gonna do it on the same side, but I'm actually gonna follow the physics a little bit more, which basically means that when you put a lemon on a glass, it is almost touching the oh my god. Come on, brain. The peel part, whatever. And so, we are only going with the tiny part, like sticking out, let's say. Okay, it's not going as good as I hoped. Okay, and then the inner part. I don't know how I would paint like the lemon split in the part where it's on the... Okay. Is it good enough? I don't know. I understand now why they didn't draw the physics correctly. So here's what I'm gonna do. First I'm gonna fix the... Okay. I think this one also needs to be fixed a little bit because it's so transparent. Translucent, I meant. It's not going how I planned it to go. I mean, it's better. Okay, yeah, it's better. Now this one I think needs to dry more. And I think how I'm gonna do is just like that part. And then I'm gonna pretend that that's where the lemon was cut to be put on the glass. Maybe that part is supposed to be more white. Can do that. Yeah, it's actually fine. Maybe too much. Because yeah, the lemon is not supposed to be transparent. I have no solution for this. I just wanted to make this darker. But I think it needs to dry and just have another layer. Okay. I'm gonna leave it like that. And now we, I think, are drawing the same thing inside. Ah, we're actually doing the straw. The straw is completely white. It does... okay. So we're doing the straw and it's white, and then we're drawing the... like some flowers. Yeah, on the side. We can do that. Plumerias. So I need white and more white. Okay. I think that's enough. Interestingly enough, like, I know these colors are more like affordable, like not affordable, but like it's more worth to buy bigger tubes, but I'm actually really starting to like these sizes. But for white I already have the bigger one, so let's see. Okay, for the straw, let's do the straw. Only up until the lemonade. Jesus, that's not gonna be easy. And I think my brush is definitely too big. I'm going with this one. Let me see how it looks finished. Yeah, okay. Is it wonky? If it's wonky, we're just gonna pretend that it's a wet straw like paper straw and it bended. So that's the agreement. Okay. Okay. It's a bit wonky, so it's like a starting to get wet, you know. I don't know if you guys also hate like the straw brushes. Every time we're going to like movies and stuff, and they give you the like the straws, and you can take as much as you want. I always take at least 2, because I know by the end of the movie, like even in the middle, it's gonna be basically useless. So I have 1 replacement. Though it's annoying to carry 2 brushes, not brushes, straws. Okay, so here we're putting 2 flowers. And they're kinda, okay, I need to zoom in more. They have like 5 parts. And we're just painting the white. I'm just gonna go with it because, like, go with the flow. I have no idea how else to do it. I think this part is too much, like, bigger than this one, but it's okay. Sometimes when I'm reading these tutorials, I'm wondering, for this, for example, which order did they do this in? Did they like come up with what they're gonna paint and then write this thing and then paint, or probably the other way around, but I'm just saying. And how they dealt with things that they changed their minds on. How many changing of minds happened in between. This one is a bit thicker, but so is theirs, so. It looks decent. The other one is supposed to be right next to it, like here, but this one is supposed to be smaller. And just pray for me because my space is already small, so let's just see if it's gonna fit. We have to make it fit somehow. Okay, 2 more parts. And I did not check, like, I see what's the time, but I did not check how long the stream is. I don't know how much more we have to, like, how many things more to paint. I'm not super tired yet, but I'm not sure if we will finish everything. I don't know how much more we have. Because I know we have like lemon and yeah, some lemons and ice cubes to put in here and here. And we have the birds and the palm tree. So okay, so here is where the yellow and okay, and the orange is coming in, actually. Oof, the orange is gonna be tricky for me because it's not the same one, like not the same color. And so it's not a lot of space to work with if I cannot mix it right, you know? Okay, and the other one is also the same way. Oh, I messed it up here and did it in the wrong order. You know what? We're just gonna fix it and I'm gonna put white on the other part. Okay, and now I need the orange. I'm just gonna put the tiniest amount of this orange and just hope, because I think the other one is more red. I can try to add a little bit red. Okay, I will. But I think it needs to be literally like the tiniest amount. And it goes what? Yeah, and you do just like in this area. Okay, it's actually turning out okay. Yep, pretty good. And now the small one. That one is super wet, so it's tricky. I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of like red. Okay, I need a smaller brush because I want some kind of like darker effect here. Oh yeah, it's just too wet. Okay. I think I actually like it. Let me see close. Yep, it's not bad. And I'm actually gonna fix a little bit here the white part because I think the yellow was now too much. Maybe this, just the tiniest bit. And here I need to fix the wrong side. Yeah, but it's still wet. Now it's getting yellow. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I think I need to wait for that. I will fix it later. So this part I need to fix, and this part's a little bit that's getting yellowish. Let me just see what's next. And that is the black strips on the straw. We can do that. I think this brush will be fine for that. Oh, but the black is completely stuck right now. So let me put some. I mean, it's completely dry. And by the way, so the person in the tutorial is using as a palette like a normal, basic, what would you call that? Plate, paper plate, yeah. And I have that, but when I tried it, it was kind of drying out the paint, I think, faster. So I gave, and now I have a palette, but the problem with the palette is that it gets dirty super fast. The only thing I'm a little bit bothered with is that the straw kind of disappears in the thing, especially because it does have the black on top. But I am just following the tutorial right now. I don't know if I know how I would do the thing. I think I would need to paint this before, like the full straw before this, and I obviously already didn't, so I'm using the smaller brush to do to paint the top here. The opening, I guess. Okay, not too bad. And now, oh wait, here is, hey, shit. I need to fix this now. Yeah, that's gonna bother me. We'll see later if we can fix it with white or not. Okay. I think the next thing is to paint the white inside the lemons, these two lemons. Okay. Basically, we just draw first like a circle. This is not gonna be enough white. Is this good? Oh, maybe it's too white, but that's how they did it, so, you know, just following the tutorial. It's not too bad. Oh no. I accidentally put some paint on the... okay, it's fine. Okay. Actually not too bad. And on the other thing, as said, I don't know how we're gonna fix this thing. Not too bad. I just want to do the surrounding yellow a little bit more, and then we can do the other things. Yes, the next thing is actually to do more lemons, so we're gonna do that as well, and I want to fix this part, as said, here. Okay. Jesus. Okay. This part here. which is now yellowish. And here. That's much better. And here, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know if we can just try to clean it up. Nope. And then with the toilet paper, just it's good enough, maybe. What happened is that the brush was a bit split, I guess. I don't know how you would call that. And so, like, literally one strand got onto the side. But you cannot really see it, so it's okay. So in the middle, there needs to be like another circle. And this one I'm actually gonna go with a like freehand. And I don't want to make it too big. Oof. You know what? Oof, I'm not gonna go freehand. But smaller than this, maybe the size, yeah, so the same size as this. So that decision changed quickly. Is the idea here that you don't have to paint the inside? Yeah, probably. That you don't have to paint like anything besides like the white part and maybe the peel. I don't know. Ah, actually that's wrong. It has 6, not 8, so. But some are bigger than the others, so it's fine. It's okay. Yeah, and we're gonna do 2 more slices. I don't know how I'm going to fit them. Should have drawn this with the marker maybe. But it's fun this way, I think. Okay. And now I need more yellow for the okay, let me see. What does it say? The peel, outer peel with the darker yellow, yes. Okay. So translucent. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? But like in this case, it's a bit annoying because we need multiple layers. It's okay, and the screen is all turning out okay. Sometimes the colors are much different, but the yellows seem to be okay. Last time when we did the tulips, so last painting stream was the tulips, and the tulips I did them purple. On the screen they looked literally gray. And the yellow actually seemed fine. Okay. I'm gonna fix this part as well because it's set too translucent. Okay. And I want to fix the top one as well a little bit because this part is showing the sky. Okay, I think it's much better now. The ones inside are not showing too much. I don't know what to do. How to help it show up more. I did not do that too well. And we have to add one here. And some ice cubes. Oof, I don't know where it's gonna fit all of that. Okay. I wanted to add a little bit more yellow inside these. Just a little bit. That's too much. Because I want to go over with the white again. So I wanted to add this. Okay, how did she do the... Okay. She added one more here. Kind of floating, I guess. And one inside here. And I think that's it with the yellow part. Now we only do the white. But I will need to, you know, go over it once more. And now I need yet more of white. I mean, I could put more, but you know, I don't want it to dry and be useless. And besides, it gets like contaminated. Okay, that's better. Mm-hmm. I like it. I'm gonna use a smaller brush here to finish that part because it's just... Okay. And I think I'm gonna use the smaller brush as well for the ice cubes because I'm too scared. So this one, the super tiny one, that one I'm gonna use to fix this first. Okay. And now I'm gonna draw the ice cubes. So the way it's done there is just kind of free. I mean, it is a bit muted, but I don't know how she did it. Doesn't say. So I'm just gonna add some water to, so it's not like completely, you know. Maybe I should add the yellow, so it's not like completely opaque. No, the yellow was not the solution. Maybe a little bit. But I again want to make it a little more realistic and make them not just cubes but like 3D a little bit. So I'm just gonna add like this. Not too much. So they're more cubey and less just squarey. And also I will add one here. And one in here. I don't know if that one is supposed to have one, but I'll add it. Maybe a little bit more here, just another small cube. Yeah, I actually like it. And what's next? Ah, okay, that part is gonna suck. Oof, I don't know how I'm gonna do that. But I have to try because this is a tutorial, so I need to learn, right? Okay, let me just let it dry a little bit. Just drink your drink. Poof. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of this step. Because if I fuck it up, you know, I have something complete. Doesn't look too bad. Yeah, but this step is definitely needed. So everything needs to be dry, which, okay, that's fine. And then we need like a brush. And I'm gonna actually use a completely new brush, maybe this one. I mean, completely dry brush. And the idea is to paint the glass glare, which is the white thing you can see here. It says, the paint stroke should be dry and translucent, so you should use the paint and kind of wipe it off. I don't know what that exactly means. But you know, I need to try. And where is it set to start? On this side, I guess. Here we go. And then on the other side. Yeah, it would literally not be nearly as good if I didn't do this step, but it's just such a, you know, you gotta trust the process, and when you are following a tutorial, it doesn't feel, you know, you need to trust the other person. But it's definitely looking much more like a class right now. Okay, let me see. Where else? This part is not fully dry, so I'm a bit worried to do that. Okay, on the other side as well. On the bottom, but that part is not, I think, yeah, maybe not fully dry, so that's why I'm not doing it yet. But it also should be done here. And like here. But I understand why this part needed, like, it needed it to be completely dry, because this would not be possible if this wasn't like super dry. On the bottom here, maybe even more. And the other side as well. I forgot the other side. Okay. Yeah. How did you get the yellow part in there, but like dry here? Oof, I'm too scared to do that. Actually, I think it worked out. Oof, that was maybe too much. Okay, and maybe a little bit more here. And I need to do this part, which hopefully is now dry. It's good enough. It looks like hers work. And here I need to put more. And I think in the middle, like here, a little bit more. Okay, I think wait, I don't know when she did the shadows. Where were the shadows? I missed that part. I completely missed that part. Okay, so the shadow word is not in the tutorial. So let's just see when. Or maybe it was basically part of the bottom, but I'm pretty sure it was added at some part later. Scrolling to find it. Okay, so it was done after, so before this. So I'm gonna do it now, I guess. And I think that's the shadow, the birds, and the tree. And then we're done. So for the shadow, I'm just gonna do the black and just this. Okay. I think the glass thingy is done. The effect. So I'm going to clean that brush. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna use this one to try to do the shadows. Okay, the black is still there, but I'm definitely gonna use a little bit of brown as well because I don't think it's supposed to be completely just black. And just add, like here, a little bit of black and brown more here. But more brown. And it's not, like, it's a bit uneven. It's not supposed to be completely, like, done. Yeah, I think that's more or less how it's done there. So I said it's not really mentioned in the text. I don't know in the video if she ever mentions it and what step, but I'm just going by the pictures and going there. Okay. I'm gonna do the same here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, now that I try to fix this part here a bit, and I think I did not do it properly. Maybe it's not fine. Yeah. It has like a little bit of a shadow, not too much. That's okay. I don't think it's supposed to be too dark. I mean, it's a glass of like transparent juice. But mine is too, I think. Yeah, hers is more like a wavy. Mine is too straight. Okay, it's fine. Because this area is darker anyway, so it's harder to make it seem like a real shadow, not like, you know. Oh, maybe too light. Now again, it looks like a mess. I have to remind you that I already repainted this part several times. Okay. I think it's fine. Okay. I'm fine with it. Okay. Birds. Okay, we did. Okay. There's one more glass thing that we did not do, and that is like literally a star, I guess, here. But I think I will use a super tiny brush for that, because I don't know how else I would do it. So it's like this. Ah, but it's supposed to be a bit more transparent. I don't know how to make that. I think mine looks weird because my sky is darker. What I could maybe try to do is add like some blue on top, but I think I'm gonna maybe leave it like this, because that's basically asking to ruin it. Okay, I think the only thing we need to do left is the tree, which is supposed to go here, and just like 2 lines of green. My green is almost completely dry, but we're gonna try it anyway. So like this. Yeah, I know this brush is too small for this, but I'm just seeing where I want them. They're here. I'm gonna grab the slightly bigger brush now. I think, where is, this one. I'm gonna use that one. And I think I will need to add more green anyway, and probably mix up a different green color, because this one is, it's okay for the like branch parts, however you want to call this, but it's not gonna be good for the rest. So I think I need some yellow in this. Let me first finish these. Okay, and now I'm adding the yellow to make it the branches slightly different, and I want to see how she's drawing the things, but I think I'm not sure if this is the correct brush or if I know how to use it. Oof, maybe it's too light. Some more green. It's not the correct shade. Okay, not too bad. Hey, I put too much water. And I think I still need a bit darker. Oof. Okay. It's harder than it seems. Okay. I literally don't know how I will do this. Mine definitely doesn't look like hers. Okay, let me try the different brush. And I think the problem is that mine is, the color is too flat. I need a little bit of something else. That's too yellow. That's not too bad. I'm gonna use a little bit of brown, I think, for these. I mean, it could have been worse, so I think it's turning out okay. Maybe mine is actually too far apart. I mean, that's the thing. I think that she made them too much. Yeah, she overlapped some of them, but so I'm gonna just do the basic ones here, and then I'm gonna see which ones and how much I want to overlap them. I mean, it's not bad, right? Maybe it is. It's actually not too bad. I think the biggest thing is that they are too close to each other and kinda too perfect. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna pretend like that's multiple strands. Okay. Oof. I mean, it's not too bad, but I think they're too far apart. So I'm gonna use a little bit more yellow to add like a different ones. And I don't know if I should wait for it to dry or not. Maybe it's the thing is that this is not like actual canvas, but like canvas paper, and so it's more like it's different. See? gonna try the smaller brush to add more of these. Yeah, different color ones. Different shades. So I think it looks better now, maybe. Now that I've added like different variants, like more yellow, more green, maybe it's better. I need to turn it around and see. Actually, yes, I think it is better. What do you think? Is it better or not? I mean, it is a tutorial, so let's say we're learning how to do this. And we don't know what we're doing. I mean, I think I like how it turned out. I'm gonna add a little bit more like yellowy strands. I think mine are like shorter, but I don't think I necessarily don't like that. Maybe it's because my paper is different ratio. My canvas paper. But I think I like how this turned out. Yeah, they should have been a little longer, but I don't want to play with my fate. Yeah, it's definitely because her ratio is different, but I should have made them bigger. But if I do it now, I think it's gonna ruin it. Maybe we can do this one a bit longer. Just a little bit longer. Okay. I think that's okay. It could have been better if it was longer from the get-go, but, you know, whatever. I think it's fine. Is that it? Let me see if they added anything else. Ah, the birds. I forgot the birds. Oof. I want to see what the... So, poof. Okay, I have like a piece of canvas that I... the same paper that I chopped for something else. I need to see how this will... Yeah, that's what I thought. It's it's too thick, I think. So I'm gonna try with the brush here first. To see how the birds will look, because that's our final touch, and then we can finish. Okay, it's actually possible to do them. And I just need to be super careful. Okay, I can do this. We can do this. Let me just see where we need to start. Somewhere here. That's one. I'm trying to put off the excess water. So here I have like a paper towel, and I always, not always, but I use it to kind of clean my brushes in between sometimes. But here I'm using it to kind of get the excess water. Need to see it. Okay. I think I have one tiny here. And I think we are done. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think we're done. I'm just gonna add some finishing touches here with the black that we did not do. I don't know if that part, or we covered it or whatever. Just to add it a little bit back. And here. Maybe here. Does it look like the tutorial? I think so. Okay. That's it. Yeah, that's it. If I remember something that I forgot to do, I'll let you know. Maybe I want to make this a bit darker, but I think that's basically it. Oh no, I took out too much paint for this. So I just wanted to fix this a little bit more. But I should probably, I don't know what you guys did. I would really like to know what you did. So if you follow this tutorial, I want to know what were the tricky parts for you, and if you made some mistakes, how you dealt with it, because I'm honestly always looking for good ways to deal with things when I mess up. And it's also healthy to, you know, mess up and then have to fix it, to learn to fix it. And if you follow something else, I want to know what, how you liked it, if I should do it next. I think we're gonna stay in the summer mood for a bit, but that doesn't mean you cannot suggest other things that we might do sometimes in the future. So please just suggest whatever you would want me to try. one day, maybe. Yeah, I think it's better. Here we can, and I dipped my fingers again in this. I'm just trying to put back the paint that maybe was not put enough, or you know. That's fine. This part is fine, I think. I'm gonna ruin this tiny one, but you know, I think it's done. So, again, let me know what you did, how you enjoyed it, how you enjoyed this paint with me, if it was cozy enough, what we can do to make it, what I can do to make it cozier, whatever you want to let me know. Now it's time for the peeling off, and then I guess I'll see you next time. I just don't know how I put this. Okay. Let's peel it off. Right, there's a little bit of bleeding, but it's not too bad. Especially because this is that kind of paper. Oh, okay, we have more on top, but I can, you know, fix it later. Okay, final part. Okay, let me put it normally. There's a little bit of bleeding, but I may attempt to fix this, and maybe not. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this. Wow, I hoped. Oh wow, no. It's just, and this is why when I filmed videos, this is why it took me a million years to film and edit. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, maybe leave a like or subscribe or whatever you want if you want. And the most important part, if you did enjoy this, to maybe join next time again, which will be who knows when, but probably still in the summer vibes still. So I hope to see you again. I now need to clean up this mess, but yeah, I'm glad you joined me for this, and I hope you continue painting and doing other creative things no matter what. But if you do it with me, that's even better, I think. Okay, bye bye.